You should never make plans and bring them to God. You first consult God.
The greatest enemy of man is not sin. The greatest enemy of
God created the male, the foundation.
experience, the better. Healing also means taking an honest look at the role you play in your own suffering. Challenge yourself. It's the only path to growth. Ignoring red flags because you want to see the good in people will cost you later. This does not mean being in a place where there is no noise, trouble, or hard work. It means to be in the midst of those things and still be calm in your heart. Avoid people who use their pain as an excuse to hurt you. Don't let people know too much about you. Most people don't care, and some secretly want you to fail. When you react, you lose power. Perfectionism is a disease. Procrastination is a disease. Action is the cure. Go where you are appreciated, not just tolerated. Fix your body before you fix anything else. Having a weak body is a reflection of your broken mind. It is a reflection of your lack of willpower, discipline, and your poor life choices. Some disconnections will bless your life. True success doesn't depend on seeking validation from others. It stems from seizing opportunities, proving what you're capable of, and accomplishing your goals despite challenges. When you find someone smarter than you, work with them, don't get intimidated by them. Never expect to get what you give. Not everyone has a heart like you. Your mental state determines your experience of life. Prioritize your mental health like you would your physical health. Exercise your mind with new challenges and positive self-talk. Life is difficult because we don't appreciate the things that come easily. Don't let loneliness drive you to make temporary decisions with long-term consequences. Once you are in the right direction in life, you stop getting offended and angry all the time because you have so much better to do with your time. Your growth depends on your willingness to keep learning, even when it's boring. Keep your personal life private, not telling everyone everything. Even when you have a lot to say, is talk to your self-care. Find a relationship where you naturally being you makes the other person happy. One of the most dangerous things you can do is compare your life to somebody else's. It's not a race, it's your journey. Don't give up after the first failure. Failure is not the end, it's just a detour on the road to success. Just because you can't see the point behind a challenging time doesn't mean there isn't one. When you believe, your mind finds a way to do. Embrace the long game. Patience is the ultimate competitive advantage in the game of life. Your future needs you, your past doesn't. Being true to yourself may lead to loneliness, but it's worth it. You will be pulled down out of jealousy. Don't get surprised. It's normal. It's scary when things change, but it's even scarier when they don't. The truth is everyone is going to hurt you. You just have to find the ones worth suffering for. On a day when you don't come across any problems, you can be sure that you are traveling in the wrong path. The magic you are looking for is in the work you are avoiding. You must discipline yourself carefully. You must keep the promises you make to yourself and reward yourself so that you can trust and motivate yourself. Our lives are defined by opportunities, even the ones we miss. When you build in silence, no one knows where to attack. Pain only leaves you when it teaches you something. Some lessons have to be learned twice. Being cool, calm, and collected in a stressful situation is extremely important. This doesn't mean you need to suppress your emotions, just don't let them get the better of you. The more you spend clinging to the past, the less likely your future will be any brighter. The only failure is not trying, the only rejection is not asking, the only mistake is not risking anything. If you can't say no, then your yes means nothing. People want you to succeed, but often no more than they want to succeed for themselves. Start overestimating others and underestimating yourself. You give power to someone you blame for your problems. Life has a way of working out, even when it seems impossible. You should never sacrifice what you could be for what you are. You don't have to prove anything to anyone, including yourself. Luck comes to those who work hard. Good things do not come to those who wait. Don't make one person the center of all your happiness. Don't make them the reason why you are happy. Because once that person walks away from your life, you're left with nothing when you feel like giving up. Remember why you held on for so long in the first place. Never put relationships before your goals. You may lose them both. You can fall in love more than once. You don't need to worry much when someone you love leaves you. Most of the time, it's for the good. You will have to make very practical decisions about what you want from life and what you're willing to give up. If you don't make them, then life will make them for you. Changes happen when we go against everything we're used to doing. Failure shows us the way by showing us what is in the way. It's normal to feel bad after making the right decision. No matter how nice and friendly you are, some people will dislike you no matter what you do. Don't waste your time on them. Later often means never. Bad times are actually a boon because they wake you up to the good things you never paid attention to. Never try to gain somebody's sympathy. The people who care about you will be there for you when you need them. You don't need to show them that you are their best friend. You can't make someone love you by giving them more of what they already don't appreciate. Most of the time, you have to swallow the pain and learn to grow up by yourself. Money doesn't guarantee happiness, but poverty can bring significant challenges. Hiding from your problems won't make them disappear. Facing them is the only way to grow. Regrets can linger for a lifetime if you don't learn to forgive yourself and others. Time spent comparing yourself to others is time spent on wasteful thoughts. People will often take advantage of your kindness if you let them. Problems are rarely as bad as we think, or rather they are precisely as bad as we think. Your obsession with finding happiness is what prevents its attainment. Treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. If you are in your 20s, many relationships will fail and not work, but function as learning exercises. Because of this, don't stress so much. It's all just practice until you're married. Your friends and family do not always know what is best for you. The greatest sin is to think of yourself as weak. Don't allow anyone to treat you badly just because you love them. Knowing when to mind your own business and when to speak up is a life lesson that takes time. But once you know when to react or retract, life flows much more smoothly. You have to take chances sometimes, and although it can be scary and outside your comfort zone, you'll never know what could have been unless you go for it. The big secret in life is that there is no big secret. Whatever your goal, you can get there if you're willing to work. If you do not make yourself indispensable, you will be unemployed soon. Never let yourself become completely dependent on anyone. Always be able to support yourself financially, mentally, and physically. A wise man can learn more from his enemies than a fool from his friends. We walk away from our dreams afraid we may fail, or worse yet, afraid we may succeed. You can't expect everyone to be good to you, and at the same time, you can't be good to everyone. It is during the worst times of your life that you will get to see the true colors of the people who say they care for you. If you never heal from what hurt you, you'll bleed on people who didn't cut you. Never expect and never put too much trust in anyone. Don't stick with bad friends just because you've known them for a long time. Our wounds are often the openings into the best and most beautiful part of us. Usually people only want to hear the good, not the bad. So if you have issues, it'll be hard to find people to confide in. Numbing the pain for a while will make it worse when you finally feel it. When a defining moment comes along, you can do one of two things: define the moment or let the moment define you. Stay away from narcissists. They don't play by any rules. They will suck the life out of you slowly. You need to learn how to select your thoughts just the same way you select your clothes every day. This is the power you can cultivate if you want to control things in your life so badly. Work on the mind. That's the only thing you should be trying to control. No matter what good you do to people, they will only remember your mistakes. In every situation, life is asking us a question, and our actions are the answer. Our job is simply to answer well. Say no to your desire to be perfect, otherwise you won't be able to improve further. The regret of putting first those who don't put you first makes your life painful. Hard going in your life because you cannot get there unless you move in that direction. Random wandering will not move you forward. It will instead disappoint and frustrate you and make you anxious and unhappy and hard to get along with. Dreams without goals are just dreams. The second you feel like you're hanging on by a thread, let go. You shouldn't be holding on to something that makes you feel that way in the first place. The truth is, the bad things don't affect us as profoundly as we expect them to. That's true of good things too. We adapt very quickly to either. Never overlook contempt. When someone views you with contempt and talks to you like you're beneath them, they will likely do you harm, whether relationally, socially, or physically. Remove that person from your life. Even a happy life cannot be without a measure of darkness, and the word happy would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by sadness. You can't be happy with someone else if you aren't happy with yourself. Be not afraid of life. Believe that life is worth living, and your belief will help create the fact. Holding grudges will never harm people you hate, only you. There is only one thing that makes a dream impossible to achieve: the fear of failure. You don't realize the true value of a moment until it becomes a memory. Emotion, which is suffering, ceases to be suffering as soon as we form a clear and precise picture of it. People's actions tell the truth about them, not their words. Real growth is when you start checking and correcting yourself instead of blaming others. You take your power back by being responsible for your life. If you can't understand why someone is doing something, look at the consequences of their actions, whatever they might be, and then infer the motivations from their consequences. The biggest risk is not taking any risk. in a world that is changing really quickly, the only strategy that is guaranteed to fail is not taking risks. Tomorrow never comes because it's always today.